things. I was wondering if you could talk about whether you had any run-ins with drug gangs, with the police growing up there. I mean, what your experience was like as a black man there.
Specifically, you know, I was a very good boy. I was a student, you know, I wanted to be an actor. But my environment where I grew up in Hackney was very much, you know, alongside good boys like me, there were gangs, there were drug dealers, and there were, you know, what you typically find in the urban areas of, you know, any city in the world where there's poor. So, yes, there were very tiny run-ins with the law here and there, but nothing in a major way. And when I say I relate to the story, it's not because I was a gangster. I wasn't. I'm West African, but I relate to the idea that when you're in London at that age, you know, it's very easy to go that way or that way. All right. It's not necessarily there's no roadmap to it, but when you're an immigrant in a country like London in the 80s, you know, there are temptations left or right, just so that you can get ahead. Not everybody can get a job and just go off and, you know, make money. So there are temptations. I grew up, only child, my parents from West African background, very strict, wanted me to be career-led. But my friends and I, we had other ideas. I wanted to be a DJ, another one wanted to be a drug dealer, another one wanted to be a footballer. You know, do you know what I mean? So that's how I relate. And England was an explosion in the 80s of culture. It just blew up, you know. West Indians have been coming to England since the early 50s, 60s, and then in the 70s and the 80s, that fusion of London culture became rich. And that's where I was born, so that's how I can relate. Mm.